is the last book for the favorite book project, The Witch of Blackbird Pond by Elizabeth George Speare. This is a Newbery Medal Award winner, so you know it has to be probably somewhat good. This is the first book that I ever checked out from the library twice. I usually am not a person to reread books, which is the whole point of this project, is that I have this whole shelf of books that I haven't even reread once. So this book is something that I really enjoyed when I was a kid. So what is it about? It is about this main girl. Her name is Kit Tyler. She has been growing up in Barbados with her grandfather. And he was like this really rich dude, and it was always warm there, and they would go swimming, and blah, 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 blah. So it's like the 16th century-ish, definitely, yeah, before the Revolution in America. What happens is her granddad dies, and so she has to travel on the ship to where her aunt is. I believe it's her aunt, Rachel, who they're living in New England, which of course is a very different place than Barbados. And, they have whole different sensibilities. Kit isn't even a Christian at all, and, it's very important. They're like, I'm not sure that they never say, because I think they're Puritans of some sort. They never really say. We know that they are anti-Quaker, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, so she moves to this very, very strict, very small place where nobody swims ever, and that's her first faux pas, is that she tries to go swimming in the water. She's trying to save a doll for this girl. This girl loses her doll, and she's like, I'll go get it in the water, and then she jumps in. She's like, oh my gosh, it's freezing, and everyone's like, ooh, she's a witch, because only witches can swim. Yeah, that's a thing. So anyway, so who does she meet there? The first person that she meets is, his name is Nat. And, Nat is on the ship. He is like, he's the captain's son or something. And so they have this weird relationship where he's like trying to pretend he doesn't like her, but at the same time he gets really jealous all of a sudden. We'll talk about that relationship later. So anyway, so she meets him, and she meets the little girl whose doll she rescued. That's Prudence. And then she also meets all of her family, which is like her aunt, her very strict uncle, and their two daughters. And then there's also this other dude who's studying to be a pastor. His name is John. And then there's this other rich dude who's trying to court Kit. His name is William. There's lots of characters now that I think about it, but they all get straight in your head. They're all very different from each other, which makes it easy. They all have their own kind of deals going on. I would say that's one reason that I probably liked this book, is that it was so very intricate. And there's it feels like something that could have really actually happened. So she gets there, and she's kind of just not fitting in. I mean, there is the William dude coming to court her, but that's basically because he sees her and is like, new hot girl must date. And he's just infatuated with her the whole time. So Kit is feeling out of place and goes kind of to be by herself, and runs across this widow who is the Witch of Blackbird Pond. She's not actually a witch, she's just a Quaker, and everybody thinks Quakers are terrible, and so they label her a witch and ostracize her from the community, which is just great, right? Really nice. So anyway, Kit becomes friends with Hannah, Hannah the Quaker lady, and so of course associating with her is not very great for her reputation at times, and etc., etc. Things happen. I won't spoil anything beyond that, but we'll. So what is this book about, really? There's there's a lot of plot points just going on, and they're all really good. Like, I see why I enjoyed it so much back when I was a kid. There's just a lot going on, and a lot of kind of feeling left out of the community, not really knowing your place, which is, are good themes, good relatable things that happen. There's also a lot of kind of romance with people courting other people, and like, so that's always fun, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's got kind of a little bit of like a Jane Austen sort of feel to it in that way. Like, you think that these people are gonna get together, and then they don't, or whatever, and they get together with other people, and yeah. The thing that really I remember really liking is this relationship between Nat and Kit, which I said I would talk about. Spoilers, they're the ones that get together. It's not really a spoiler because you kind of figure from the beginning. I really liked them together when I was a kid. I don't really like them together anymore. Because I never realized, I guess when you're a kid, you're 12 and you're like, oh, they get along. It's great. Yay, love. But now looking back on it, it's like, he's really not very nice to her. Like, he's always making like little comments about how she doesn't belong, and how, and like picking at her all the time, which I guess is love, but no, it really shouldn't be. And then he also like ignores her straight up a bunch of times. Like, when he gets upset, or even if he just like doesn't feel like it, he just straight up is like, I'm not gonna talk to you right now. And that's not very nice. Like, you should talk to her, or at least be pleasant. And like, at that point, there's no reason not to talk to her. Like, I would understand if she like hurt him in some way, but they are hard. Like, they've barely had conversations before, and all of a sudden he's just like, meh. Like, what? Like, when he finds out she's dating another person, he's like, ugh, I can't take it. How dare you date that guy? Like, they're not a thing. Nat and Kit are not a thing. Why are you all upset about it? Like, he's so dramatic. And so I don't like them together very much anymore. And that just kind of brought the book down in my estimation now. Looking back on it, it's a good book. There's a lot of good things about it, and the characters are all very good, and I appreciate all the other relationships seem to really work very well, but I used to like Nat, and now I don't. I don't like him at all. He's just not a very nice person to people. So that kind of is like, well, do I really like the book? I do. I do like the book. But I think if you're going to hand it to your, 12, 11-year-old daughter, be like, hey, what Nat does is not cool. Like, that's not really love. Your boyfriend should never ignore you for no reason, or people who aren't even your boyfriend should not be allowed to like treat you horribly and then end up together with you. Like, he does other nice things, but I don't know. It's just at times. So anyway, that's The Witch of Blackbird Pond, and now I'm done. Wow. Okay. So we'll see what happens now.